Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Mel. This is Michael Buckoff, the founder, materials writer of the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. So you just sent me a couple of writing prompts by email, and you're one of my students in my 7-step system. So as a paying customer, I'm going to read and evaluate these two essays, and I'll give you a score using the iBT rubrics that the human raters use as they grade your TOEFL writing. So, the first one is, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Dancing plays an important role in the culture. Use specific reasons and examples to support your answer. So, your conclusion, I think, and your introduction are probably a little bit too short. You're looking probably for about 50 to 100 words on the introduction. So you say, yes, I agree with the statement that dancing plays an important role in the culture because it relatively expresses and reflects a country's way of expressing art, music, and tradition. So you have a thesis statement. Unfortunately, that's all you have. You don't have any general statements that introduce the topic. So I would encourage you to go back to my 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. You definitely need to review, I think, TOEFL writing lessons number 1 and 2. And in those lessons, I spend a lot of time showing you how to introduce your introduction, and what to do in that part of the writing task. So it looks like the 3 body paragraphs are organized very well. You have good transition words like first of all, in addition, finally. So that's good. You do have some details in there. Your 3rd paragraph is the strongest, I think, of your body paragraphs because you have more detail. In that paragraph, you have 2 examples to help illustrate your ideas. Your conclusion is only 1 sentence. So it's interesting. It's kind of interesting with you. You have good vocabulary, good grammar. You have a nicely organized essay. You just haven't developed it very much. So the TOEFL's looking for what's called mature organization and development, and I don't think you're really showing that in this particular writing task. So probably your score here, you're probably looking between 3.5 and 4.0 out of 5 on the TOEFL iBT. Alrighty? Alright, let's take a look at your second writing prompt. I'll give you some comments on this. Looks like this one's a little bit better. It says, while some people think government should spend as much money as possible exploring outer space, for example, traveling to the moon and other planets, I believe the government should spend money on Earth's basic needs. Okay, so let me take a look at what you said in your introduction. You say, basically understand how people work so hard to earn a living and support a family's needs. It is but practical. You're using, in that case, a comma splice. I would put, but it is practical. Oh, I see what you're doing. You just got your word order wrong. So you just say, but it is practical for the government to prioritize the country's basic needs to promote better living to the people. More importantly, the government should provide funding to increase employee salary. I would say not less or fewer taxes and more job opportunities to the people. Alright, so you got a good intro. It looks like you have a nice specific organization. Your body paragraphs have good clear topic sentences. You're using transition words first, second, and lastly. So it's easy to follow the organization of your idea. So that's good. So probably in the beginning, again because your introduction is a little bit too short, you could probably spend some time in the introduction talking about the opposite view of exploring outer space. And say something like, well, despite these people who want to explore outer space, it's actually better to have government spend more money focusing on our basic needs on Earth. Right? So you could address a little bit of the opposite view, I think, in your introduction before you get to your thesis. And again, your conclusion is a little bit short, but again, you're actually very, very nicely organized. So you actually have a pretty good problem here. you have a good organization, you have good grammar, good vocabulary. You just simply need to spend a little more time developing your ideas, right? By putting maybe, you're shooting for about 350 words approximately. So I think that you're a little bit shy of that with this particular paper. So I'm going to go with the same score as before. You'll probably score between 3.5 and 4.0 on this particular speaking task. So you just need more mature development of ideas, and I think definitely you can move higher, I think, with your overall score. Alrighty? Again, thank you for submitting your practice test.